Hey guys, how's it going this morning?
Morning.
Welcome, well. All right. Well, let's jump into our numbers here real quick. Let's- Why is that not zooming in? Oh shoot, changing things. Okay. Well, look at this. Oh, I mean, the first time you're not in first place in a long time. We have Rachel going strong at 90, Johan at 87. Andy's staying strong. Ooh, Jerry, you're just right about there. Cosette and Easton making a big jump here, up to 38. So looking great. With this, I'm curious, what do you feel like is going well with these conversations?
I'll say on my side at least, um,
Yeah.
I feel like I have a couple more more investors
Mm-hmm.
on my side, and so I think that's one of the pluses for me, at least for like my business, right? Is I have people that are willing to invest a lot more, and I think the number one thing though is just getting my name out there and letting them know that I'm doing something totally different. I mean, because there's like the calls, yesterday talking to people that I haven't talked to in 5 years. It's like what? You're in real estate now? What? Yeah, send me a link, send me this, send me that. They're like, I had no idea, right? Like, because they don't follow me on social media or they don't have social media. And so
Yep.
I think, just getting our name out there, um, and eventually it's gonna pay it forward, right? Like we'll be able to capitalize on that once you know people are now realizing that we're in real estate or we're doing something completely different, at least in my situation. So
Yeah. Well, and part of it is hard because there's a lot of times where people aren't looking to buy or sell right now. Like, the majority of the people that you talk to are going to fit that category where they're not ready. But if they know that you are a real estate agent, and the more that you remind them, because people are going to forget, then the more likely you are to get any sort of referrals or people reaching out to you. So that's why when you compare some of these like experienced agents that have been in the business for a decade plus, and it just looks like it's easy for them. Like people are calling them, they always have business. They're like, yeah, I don't even really talk to my sphere. I just keep doing what I'm doing. And it's like, well, yeah, they're still having a lot of conversations. It's just a little more organic because everyone knows they're in real estate. And so uh just getting it out there is huge. What else? What are some other goods that's coming from it?
I like that my conversations involve lenders now. And
Oh yeah.
so having the potential buyers talk to lenders and having the freeway text, I think that's
Yes.
productive for me.
Oh yeah. Getting that lender involved, huge.
Getting, I feel like it's getting closer than I thought. So hopefully.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, well, where are you guys struggling with these conversations? We're basically 2 weeks of making calls and talking to people. Where where is it hard?
I would say, to be honest, actually doing it, right? Like my numbers last week compared to this week were way higher.
Hmm.
So actually carving out the time in our day to make the calls. That's what I think is the hardest right now. I mean, like, because this week I've been doing a lot of other stuff with the business and my security business. And so, just actually making time is my biggest challenge anyway.
Yeah. And that only gets harder. right? Because as things succeed, then you're going to get busy, and then you're not going to have time to make the same number of calls or do the same amount of marketing. So we'll struggle. That is a huge challenge. What else?
Yeah, more time. I need more time in the day
More
to do
time in the
everything.
day. That's the So with that, there's this idea of the 80/20 principle that we talked about, right? So 20% of your efforts yield 80% of your results. Right now, we know like in real estate, like the 20% activities are like lead generation. But now within lead generation, there's 1,000 things that you could be doing. So we're gonna slowly get more and more dialed into that. So if it's like you're like, you know what, me messaging people on Facebook is the most efficient, or me messaging people that I'm gonna call people is the most efficient, whatever that looks like. Um, Me door knocking, me whatever. So some of this might be experiments for now, but once you get a little more experience, you're gonna be like, this is how I do it, and this is how I'm the most efficient. Look at this Jerry flyer. Got the
Hey,
KW Listers logo and everything.
I just had to tell you, I stole your fix it list it, and I
Love it.
ran with it. I made some flyers.
I love it. Okay, go to some houses that look a little run down. People that you think owe some money to others. I love it. Good work. Taking some action quick. I love it.
Gotta try, man.
All right, if you could go back in time this week and change one thing that you did this week to have more success, what would you change? What would you guys do?
I would definitely call more people.
Call more. I was thinking that I'd probably post more on social media. Almost like have this like thought that they need like my posts need to be more polished and ready and good, like you compare like you to an influencer and like they have captions, it seems like well edited and everything's put together and they have these hooks and all of these things and I'm like, you know what? I'm probably never going to be an influencer. And so what if I just posted often and they were bad? Like that probably would help me more than spending more time to get a good post. So just do a handful of bad posts. Sounds funny to lower my
Hey, I
standard.
hey, I've done it where I've posted stuff and then my fiance would be like, "Hey, you misspelled this," and I'm like, oh, but I'm like, well, at least I posted.
Yeah,
So I
I
like
rem
have to go in and edit it and stuff. But I agree with you. Even a bad post is better than no post or trying to create this perfect, video or, caption or whatever, right? Because they're at least seeing your posting. And I mean, one of my biggest things in life right now of, just because of the roller coaster that I had is we're human, right? We're
yeah.
not perfect. None of us are perfect. And so if someone's like, "Oh, you made a typo," yeah, sorry, I'm sure you have done it too. you know.
Hey, at least you know AI didn't create this. Yeah. Yeah, more imperfect action. Like I think about I saw this video one time and it blew my mind because like when you're watching your reels and you can see how many likes and shares and comments and things, there were like hundreds of thousands on all of these. And it was this video of a really old guy or lady, I don't remember it well enough, showing you how that you can like cook corn in the microwave or something stupid like that. And it had the worst lighting. It wasn't interesting. There wasn't captions on it. Like as raw and as dumb as you could imagine on social media, and it had thousands and hundreds of thousands of likes and shares and comments. And I'm just like, look at that. They put useful information out there and people cared about it, and they didn't even have to work hard and in making it look great. So a little more imperfect action. That's what I would do. So that's where a little bit of my focus is here the next couple days. I'm going to take a little bit more imperfect action for that. So, okay. Well, I know a handful of people here are all at UCAR doing classes, but this is our last weekday. So if you have open houses scheduled for tomorrow, go and do some awesome marketing. Go door knock, go pack the open house, go get some leads even before tomorrow. Pass out some flyers, talk to the neighbors, get ready for that. Invite some friends, do some social media posts, go crazy with that. If you don't have an open house, go keep crushing through your calls, your texts. When you're running out of people, uh, do like we did yesterday. Talk to some people you haven't talked to in a while. That's why I put the challenge there. I actually sell more houses to people I haven't talked to in a long time than people that I talk to all the time. It's funny. I don't know if I'm the weirdo or if that's just kind of how it is with everyone. So, uh, go do that. Keep it up. Someone catch Rachel today because she's at 90. So, uh, see if you can beat her. Let's go
Hey,
crush
Ken,
it. Yep.
I'm not sure if this is a new feature on the MLS. I just noticed it yesterday, and it actually helped me with one of my potential clients, the one with the 1.2 or 3
Oh yeah.
million dollar home. There's a new feature. At least I maybe it's not that new, and I just discovered it. But the net sheet,
Ooh,
when you go
on the
into form,
MLS, there's a net sheet.
yeah. So if you go to, if you want, I could share my screen to show you.
Yeah, where'd you
Um,
go?
okay, hold on. Let me share my screen again real quick. And, okay. So if you go to, so Carlos, right here. So before it was just forms, envelopes, signed documents, file details. Now there's this net sheet calculator.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
And
so
so this is the form I actually sent him. Um, and I did three different ones. I did 1.3, 1.25, and then 1.2. But it actually will calculate closing costs, get their loan balance, um, tax. It kind of kept pre-calculates. And I did tell him this is not 100% accurate. This is a rough estimate,
mm-hmm,
right? Um, but this number right here is able, because with him and his situation, with it being a divorce, it's he wants to talk to his ex this week. That's why we haven't signed no docs. Is he's going to talk to his ex this week, and he wanted to look at his numbers of what he might be, walking away with, and what he could offer her,
mm-hmm.
right? And so, like this, to me, this was an amazing tool, being able to see this, because I've never seen it before. But I mean, you just go in here. If you put the address, it kind of does taxes and stuff like that, and then you just put in the amount, how much they owe. You could even change the percentage. I just kept it at 3, and then it'll calculate it. So,
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so from the MLS, click Sky Slope Forms, and then it looks like I just checked in on mine. If you click on a buyer, you don't have that. If you click on a
oh, okay.
seller, you do. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so,
So I
uh,
think I'm guessing it's somewhat new because I've never seen it before. And I seen it last night because I was
it
just gonna,
might be brand new.
yeah, I was gonna show him. I was logging in, I was checking out some other properties, and when I logged in, because I told them like, hey, get me your payoff when we talked last night. I said, get me your payoff. I'll call the title company. I was going to call them today and see if I get a net sheet for him to, kind of help him with his negotiations. And when I logged in and I created that folder, I was like, wait a minute, what's this? So it's a cool feature.
Solves your problems right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it looks great. Gives a bunch of details about it, and I like it. I like it. The other thing that I thought you were going to mention that came out literally yesterday was the coming soon status on the MLS.
Yeah.
That
And
is
that's why
brand
we
new. So
talked
now,
about it.
yeah, if you take a listing, you can move it into a coming soon status. It will market it to everywhere. I mean, it's going to be on the MLS. It will go Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, everything, your KW website, and you cannot show it or anything like this. It doesn't log if you change the price. So if you wanted to like check in the price and see like, are we getting favorites or anything, it lets you do it for up to 21 days. And so, my strategy here is if someone is not in a hurry to sell their house, this is how I'm going to do it. Is I'm going to get photos, prepare the whole listing, and do coming soon, and we're going to test the market at a certain price and see what kind of views and calls and interactions we get. And then with that, we can talk about it and be like, it looks like nobody's looking at our house. We must be priced too high, and so we'll need to come down in price. Or we're getting a lot of favorites. I'm getting calls, I'm getting everything. It looks like we're priced in a bidding war scenario. I think we should go live with how it is and expect multiple offers and have a busy weekend. But then you can kind of plan like this is going to be the open house that I do. This is when we do it. This is how like we go crazy with the marketing and everything like that. And so I
Do
think it's
you,
I think it's going to be a good strategy to win sellers because I don't think anyone else is talking about it.
I mean, I know it's too new for us to like realize or know, but do you think with the coming soon, um they'll actually call us, like another agent will call us to be like, hey, I have clients very interested. I mean, I know this hasn't happened, but I think that's
That's
going
the
to
one
help
thing
us
that
with
I'm trying to figure out exactly how I judge the market. Because if it's like, yeah, this is a hot listing, like I imagine I'm gonna get people texting me and calling me like, hey, we want to go see it. Like this
like,
is the
when is
one.
it going to be available?
Yeah. But I think
Okay.
the MLS even says when it's gonna go live. And so, but if I had a coming soon, or if I saw a coming soon listing and my buyers loved it, I would be reaching out to the agent and being like, "Hey, I just want to check like your coming soon date says 21 days. Is that the game plan, or are you guys going to go live sooner because I have some buyers that are interested. We want to go see it. We want to make sure we can get in as soon as possible." Kind of an idea like, let's go see
Okay.
that quick. So but I could see some scenarios where you do, other scenarios you don't. Um, but the thing that everyone will do is clients like and favorite things on the MLS all of the time. So that might be the telling thing is if you get a handful of favorites. Because it's not weird to
Okay.
get one or two or three over the life of a listing. But so if you get that in the coming soon, like we're probably good.
Okay.
And then we should all share as you have listings and you're doing this coming soon and favorites and things like that. Pay attention to that so we can kind of judge what that looks like and help each other. So, okay, go out today, find a client.
I got one question real
They,
quick.
yeah.
Um, how exactly do backup offers work? Like, if someone accepts an offer, are they just going to kick that offer to the curb if someone comes in better, or what?
Yeah, so a seller can't really cancel the contract. We're very buyer friendly in Utah. So when a buyer and gets an accepted contract, the buyer is the only person that can cancel. So let's say that Jerry makes an offer for $500,000 on my listing, and then Dane, you come in and say, I'd pay you 520 for this. Well, then I can't be like, well, great, Dane, I'm going to kick Jerry to the curb because he's still going through. Now, what I would do in that scenario is be like, when Jerry's like, hey, I need a couple more days to do some things with my inspection. I'd be like, no. And then when he says, hey, will you fix this thing? I'd say, no. And so I just would be a jerk to Jerry to try to make him cancel. So then that he would cancel and I would go act or go under contract with you because when you have a signed backup contract, as soon as the first offer cancels, the second is automatically under contract. So it's a great tool if you want to lock down a listing, but every once in a while, um, your buyers won't walk away. Well, they'll walk away and find something new. Maybe the first buyers won't even end up canceling, and you'll be waiting around for that. So there's some of that, but yeah, you're just hoping that the buyers cancel. The one problem I have with it is if the first buyer cancels because of like the inspection or appraisal or something like that, and then you go under contract, you are probably going to have those same issues with the inspection or the appraisal because it's the same house. So if you're okay with that, like sometimes that's great. Every once in a while, it's like the buyer's financing or they get cold feet or something, and then you just swoop in and you're right under contract. So it could be great.
How
With
often
the
is it easy to get that information of why they end up dropping out?
Super easy. An agent will almost always tell you. Now, they will tell you something that might not be 100% accurate. And when I say that, they're not lying, they're just spinning it to make it better. Like, oh, I had these crazy buyers that wanted me to replace the roof, even though the inspector said the roof is still good. And if you went and talked to the buyers, the inspection came back and said there's a year left with the roof. Like there's no leaks, there's no problems, but it's at the end of its life, so it probably should be replaced. And both of
Gotcha.
those stories are true. Nothing's wrong with the roof, and I would be worried about the roof. So you kind of have to
Gotcha.
read between the lines with some of the answers that you get from listing agents.
and Cam, if that, let's say the, me, coming in, I have the inspection done, and then I decide to back out because you don't want to fix it. Um, don't you have to disclose to the next person what they found in the inspection?
Yeah, technically you should update your seller disclosures and say any of the big problems. Like great examples are like radon or mold or meth or something like that. So like Jerry does a meth test on my house, it comes back positive, and he's like, I don't want to deal with that. We're out. And then Dane's the backup offer, and he's like, cool, we're under contract now. And I'll be like, okay, just a quick little update. There's meth. And so then Dane has to think like, okay, well, fix that. And as the seller, I almost have to fix that, right? If some of these things test positive, depending on the levels, like I might just have to do it, like, because you can't rent it out, you can't sell it, like you can't do anything. So I kind of get in the hard place. And so some of the times, like backing out as a buyer isn't the best thing, um, especially with like meth or something like that. But like sometimes it's so low that it's like you might be worried about it, but Dane might not be. And so some of those times it's like, yeah, great. We had we were the buyer side, but we had a buyer back out because there was traces of mold found. And when we talked to like mold experts and stuff, they're like, yeah, it's almost as if like they spilled water one time and then it just took too long to clean up, and that was like a week ago, kind of an idea. And so there was just like mold in the air. So we're never going to get it to zero, but it's real close to that. And these people are like, oh, nope, can't buy this house. And so I would have been comfortable buying the house. They were not. So we canceled. But I don't think that the sellers have to um, disclose that there was minimal mold found. So one of those weird things that every once in a while you'll run into. So, okay, we'll get out there, go make some calls, go find some people. Work to get like one person, just one person today. Go find someone like who could I set an appointment with? Like a lot of you have had 40, 50, 60, 70 conversations. Like think back through those people. Like was there anyone in these last 2 weeks that you're like, ooh, potentially I could have set an appointment with this if I did something a little bit different. Call them again, text them again. If there's someone that you're like, they should be buying or selling, like let's go to them first. Like see if you can find someone and set an appointment to go buy or go sell, or even just talk to the lender and go from there. So go have an awesome day. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. We'll see you guys later. Oh, and at 11 on Zoom, if you want to learn Lone Wolf, which is taking over DocuSign in Command, there's a class on that. So if you want to learn, do that. Otherwise, you should learn Skyslope on the MLS. But those are the two great options because they're paid for already. So, all right, go crush it. We'll see y'all soon.
Better